And in honor of Christmas, since Christmas is right around the corner, I decided to make some Christmas baubles. As you can see, I've already went ahead and made some before just to test out my skills because I did this whole thing all by myself. I am like 1 month into using Blender, so I wanted to create something all on my own, and I came up with this idea because I thought it would be really simplistic and easy to follow. So yeah, I had to test that out. So now I can show you guys, and hopefully you can follow along and create a scene of your own. So let's jump into it. We're gonna head over here, click on General. You can go ahead and delete this cube right here by clicking X on your keyboard. Delete that. You can delete the camera as well, and this light over here. Now once you've done that, go ahead and hit Shift A. Go up to Mesh, add a UV sphere. Once you've added the sphere, you want to zoom in some. You can come over here to the gizmo and click Y or X. Either one would work fine. You're going to hit G and then Z to move your sphere up. You're going to put it right above the Y axis. So that's already looking perfect. Go ahead and go over here in the left hand corner at the top. Hit Edit Mode. Once you're in edit mode, you can zoom in some more, move it up by clicking on the hand over here on the side. Then you can hit the middle mouse button, hold it down, and move your mouse downward, and that will let you be able to move the camera to the top. So that's fine like that. Go ahead and make a square around this circle right here in the middle. Then move the camera back down, hit E. It's gonna let you extrude on the Z axis. So go ahead and move that up some. And that's looking great. Then you can go over here to the top, hit this one right here for faces. As you can see, it turned into just the faces. This part is already selected, so go ahead and hit X. Then hit faces. It'll delete the top face, and look at that, it's already looking like a Christmas bauble. Alright, so then you can go over here on the side, hit the wrench, which is the modifiers. Go ahead and add a modifier. We're going to do the subdivision surface. Anything more than 2 is perfectly fine. I'm going to go ahead and do 6. You can move the render down to 1. Then go back to... before you go back to object mode, go ahead and hit Control R to make a loop cut. That's this yellow line right here. Go ahead and click on the mouse. Move that inward. That'll tighten up the opening of the bauble, as you can see right there. Then you can go back to object mode, and you're done with the bottom part. I like to apply the settings for the modifiers, that way it doesn't slow down or take up your space when you're rendering. So go ahead and hit apply by using the little drop down box right there. Then you can hit Shift A. Let's add another mesh. This mesh is going to be a cylinder. Click on your cylinder, hit G and then Z, move it up, scale it down with S. You can go ahead and move the mouse over the top. Hit Alt Z to see how much it is over the top. If it's centered, it should be. Then hit G and Z and move it back down on top of the opening of the bauble. Hit S and then Z to scale it on the Z axis. Move your mouse in. You want to make it kind of thin because we're going to be adding some little scallop designs at the bottom like on a bauble. hit Alt-Z to get out of X-ray mode, G and Z, and move it down over the top. Or you can stay in X-ray mode with Alt-Z so you can see where it's lined up at. Let me move this up so you can see it right there. That's perfect. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and make it a little smaller, so G and Z again. Oops, sorry. S and Z to scale it down some more. Then G and Z to move it up just a little bit. Then I'm gonna go into edit mode. Let me get out of the X-ray mode by pressing Alt-Z. Hit / to work on this by itself. Go over here to vertices. Once you have your vertices on, you're going to go to select, checker, deselect. You can go down here in the left-hand corner, open that up, change selected to 2. Then you can see that 2 vertices are selected on each one. And you're going to, you're gonna press Ctrl-Z if you already selected that. You will hit the bottom one, just double tap the bottom row right here. It'll select just the bottom ones, and then you go back to select and check or deselect again. There you go. Now it's 2 selected and 1 not selected, and it's not the top, you're just doing the bottom. And you can see it goes all the way around. So go ahead, hit G and then Z, pull that down, and that gives you that cute little scalloped shape for the top of the baubles, like the little cap, I guess you can call it, that goes on top of them. Alright, and that's perfect. You're gonna turn this downward, well, to look at the bottom of it. Hit faces, select this bottom face, hit X. You're gonna delete this face off, and now it's an opening. Then we're gonna come up here to the top, hit this face, press I to inset. You're gonna inset it some, I think that's a pretty good size. This is the part where the little paper clip like things that you hook them onto, that's where this is gonna go at. So you can inset that. Then you're gonna hit E to extrude it upward. Actually, I think that's a little too big. So let's Control-Z again. I to inset, and I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. Hit E and move it back up again. I think that looks better. Yeah. Okay, then go ahead to the gizmo over here. Hit that. That way it gives you evenness on both axes. Then you're gonna hit the vertices selection. Go ahead and select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. Drag your rectangle across. You'll have selected them like that. You can move back over to faces. Oh, sorry guys. Just go ahead. Just go ahead and hit the Y or X, and then you can do it from this way. It's easier actually. So click on this face, hold Shift down, select the faces next to it. Go ahead and press the Y in the back. Do the same thing, hold Shift, select all 4 of these faces, hit X, and then delete those faces. I think we can make it a little bit wider, so let's select these 2 right here and the ones in the back. X to delete the faces, and I think that looks perfect. Now I'm gonna go ahead and hit the edge, which is this one right here in the middle. Select this edge, double tap it to get the whole thing around selected. Hit Control B to make a bevel, and then bring that out some. You don't have to do this part, I just like the way it looks. Okay, so that's the top of our bobble. Then we're gonna go over here to this add modifier selection. You're gonna add a solidify modifier. You can move this down and you can see that it already increased in the thickness. This is how it looks without it. See, it's just like paper thin. So add your solidifier. Hold down Shift to get small increments. You're gonna move it up some till you get the desired thickness. I think, oh, Control Z, oh, don't Control Z, sorry guys. Hold on, let me close that back. Oh, okay. Go to solidify, hold down your Shift, move it up for your desired thickness. Make sure you let go of the mouse first and then Shift, that way it doesn't try to like jump to whatever it just did. Then you can come back up here to the top, hit the faces, hit this top face, and you can extrude it up. I feel like it's a little bit small. So right there is pretty good with me. I think this looks perfect, and then I'm gonna close that down. Go ahead, back into the modifiers, add a subdivision surface. You're gonna increase this up to 6. Make sure you move it over the top of the solidify so it actually takes place. Then you're gonna make some loop cuts, Control R, make one right here at the base, move it in. Before we continue with this, let's go ahead and save. Don't get too far ahead without saving, guys. Christmas Bobble Tea is what I'm saving it as, so go ahead and hit save. Alright, just in case, because this will crash sometimes. So then make another loop cut, Control R, make it right there on the side, move it up to the top, make another one on this side, move that one up to the top. Then you can make one at the bottom, Control R again, and move that down. Alright, and it looks gorgeous. So let's go ahead and go back to object mode. You're gonna want to apply these. So hit apply, apply again. And you can hit / to get out of the singular mode for just the one that you're working on. And there's our bobble. Now that it's on top of there, we're gonna go ahead and zoom in so we can see how much of it is left out, how much space we have. Hit S to scale it down. And I think that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and move this part up a little bit. So G and Z. There you go. Maybe scale it down a little bit more. I'm just trying not to get it to interfere with the other part of the mesh. Alright. And I think that looks perfect. What do you guys think? Now that that's all done, let's go ahead and add a plane so we can make this into a whole cute little scene. So hit Shift A, mesh, and plane. We are going to scale that up with S, drag it out. You can even make it bigger than that, drag it out some more. Go to edit mode, sorry. hit the back one over here, this line. Once it's in edges, hit E and Z to extrude it upward. There you go, that's what it's looking like. Hit this edge right here at the bottom again. Go ahead and hit Control B on your keyboard. This will create a bevel. You're gonna pull that forward, and as you can see, it's just like a flat line. So you'll go ahead and scroll down or scroll up on your mouse wheel. That will make those lines. Any amount is fine as long as it's not like 2 or 3. So there you go. Then I also like to hit the edges on the side. Double click for just the side right there, and it'll get all these even though it's like multiple pieces. Then I hit G and X to extrude it. Or not extrude it, but you're moving it out to on the x-axis. And then do the same on the other side. That will give you much more space to work with. I'm going to do this in the front as well. Just hit that once. G and Y. And maybe move this part up a little bit more. So G and Z. There we go. I know it looks like so huge compared to the bobble, but it's okay. Then we're going to go back to object mode, select the plane. Go ahead and right click, shade smooth, and as you can see, you now have a nice smooth backdrop. We're also going to zoom in on our bobble, hit the top part, and then hold shift and click the bottom. Press Control P to make this apparent so you don't have to keep selecting both every time you want to move them, and hit object. Now it's apparent to this little top. Alright, I think that looks great. So when you click on this part, you can hit shift and close bracket, and that makes you select both of them, as you can see right there. Hit shift D, that will duplicate it. Then you can hit X or Y, either one is fine. I'm gonna hit X, move it over on the x-axis, scale it down a little bit with S. Let me just turn the scene around, hit G and then Y so I can move it back some, and then shift D again and X to move it back over and make another one. Then with this one, I want to rotate it so it's laying down on its side, so I'm gonna hit R, and then it's gonna rotate across the Y axis, so Y, and that will lay it down. Then for this one, shift close bracket to select both, R for rotation, Y for the opposite rotation, then R again, and Z to rotate it across the Z axis, and we'll put it forward a little bit. I'm actually gonna move this one over. I like to use this little move button right here on the side. It makes things a lot easier. So I'm just gonna move it in a little closer. Move this one in a little closer as well. Alright. And that's our scene. I know that it's like so huge, but it's okay. When you add your camera, you won't even notice. And you can always add other things in the background if you'd like as well. But this is all that I'm gonna do right now. So let's go ahead and select all 3 of these little guys. And we're gonna move them forward. That way we can add our lights over here in the back. Also, make sure you applied all of your modifiers to all your pieces. That way it doesn't take up your RAM for the space. I don't know, adding modifiers uses RAM, so yeah. Alright, they're all applied. And they look great. So now let's go ahead and add in a light. Shift A, scroll down to light. We're gonna do an area light. Move that up. As you can see, there it is right there. Gonna go ahead and move it forward so it's over these. Move it up some more. Scale it with S. You don't have to use S to scale it. You can come over here. If you click on this light bulb right here, you can scale it up with the size right here. And then we're gonna change the shape of it to a disc. And we're gonna increase the wattage to, I don't know, 1,000. We'll see. And we're gonna change the color to, I think, like a light pink. You can choose whatever colors you like, guys, at this point. But this is what I want to use. And then I'm gonna add another light. So Shift A again, add the light. This one will be a point. I'm gonna move this one back. It's gonna be like backlit. Let's see, maybe like right there, make it a little higher. When you're doing this, you want to think about where you're putting your camera at, and I'm probably gonna put mine like this or like this, so that's why I'm putting it behind right here. I think that's pretty good. I think the wattage on that will be at like, let's do 500 for now. That might be too low, but we'll see. I'm gonna change this color to orange. Yeah, I don't know what colors I'm making everything, but I feel like some warm colors really makes it look nice. So, and then I'm gonna add one more light on the side, so Shift A one more time, and this one will be a spotlight. Go ahead and move that up. Move it over, and you're gonna line it up with these little guys. Use this rotation over here for easy rotations. You can see where the line is pointing, that's where it's gonna be lit at. Let's move it back some more. Move it over to the right some more. There we go. I think that'll look pretty good. Maybe face it down a little bit more. Okay, and this light is going to be, actually let's change this light to white, and then this one will be the pink one, and we'll change this voltage to about 5,000. Not sure about how it's gonna look yet because I don't know the distance of the light in comparison to the baubles, but we'll find out. So now we can go ahead and start adding some colors in. We're gonna switch over to viewport shading, this one right next to it. As you can see, everything is just white, which is fine. You're gonna click on this little drop down arrow right here, click scene lights and scene world. So as you can see, you can now see your lights. We just have to add a color to everything, and you can adjust your lights accordingly, just based off of this before you add the colors in. I'm gonna move this one up some more. and then rotate it down a little bit more. Okay, see the light right there? I think that looks nice, and then the overhead light is lighting everything up as well. So let's see if they're touching the floor. Hit the Y axis on the gizmo, move it up, use the move button, and move them down to like right on top of this plane. Okay, I think they're close enough to it. Yeah, the shadows are fine. So now let's go ahead and add our colors. Click on the material button over here, new, scroll down to base color, click on that, and you can make these whatever color you'd like to, guys. Let's see, what color would I like to go with? Maybe I'm trying to think of like what colors I like on Christmas trees. I think I'm gonna go with blue. A soft blue. Oh, it's green. Okay, then it'll be green. I guess I moved it before I went back. Let's make this one pink. I think that'll look good with the green. And this one can be the blue one. And those look gorgeous already. You can leave them flat if you'd like to. I like to make mine a little bit metallic looking, so that's what I'm gonna do. You can make them cute and flat and, you know, simplistic and like cartoony looking, but I want to make them a little bit realistic. So then click on the tops of your baubles, add a new material. The base color will be gray because I'm going to make these silver. You can again choose whatever colors you'd like. Just going to use this gray cell on the side and move it down some. And I'm going to do the same, not the same, to select the same color you can just click on this material icon right here and click the material you need, and you don't have to find it again. Okay, now that they're all selected, I'm gonna go down here to metallic and increase that. It's a little too dark, so let me go back up here and make it lighter. I think that's pretty good. Let's decrease the roughness some. Okay, I think those look perfect. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Then we'll go to our baubles. I'm gonna raise the metallic on that. And as you can see, you can really see like the difference in it right there. Let me see. I think I'm gonna just keep it at 5. Yeah, I think that's okay. And if you want to preview what it looks like before you even put it on there, it's right here. So that's what it looks like. Then I'm gonna do the same for this one and the blue one as well. Just raise the metallic all the way up. Then everything else is fine. Let's see if we're missing anything. You do want to add the screen space refractions and subsurface translucency. Alright, and that's it for the baubles. Now let's go ahead and choose a color for the background. Add a new material. I think I'm gonna use a darker color. What color will go well with these? And the color that I chose for the lighting. I think I'm leaning towards blue. Maybe like a bluish purple. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Gonna scroll down here, adjust these settings some. I think that looks really great. Maybe I'll increase this wattage on this light back here. Yeah, that looks great. Maybe not so high. Nope, I like it bright. So did 10,000 for that. Maybe move it forward a little. Oh, that's the wrong one. And you can see it has the reflections off of this light on the back and it looks great. Increase the lighting on here maybe. No, that's too much. 1,000? No, 500. No, let's do 750. No. Okay, 500. And then I think this light over here is fine. So that is our entire scene. Now let's go ahead and add the camera and adjust the settings. So you want to line up your screen with how you'd actually like the camera to be. I think right there is pretty good. Then you're gonna hit Shift A, add a camera, hit Control, Alt, and 0 on the number keys. I'm gonna change the settings so that way I'll be able to post it to Instagram and other social media with an up and down view instead of a horizontal one. A vertical view instead of horizontal. So I'm gonna click on the camera, make sure that I have the settings for that one. Okay, so it's on the camera. We are going to go down here. Oh no, you don't have to adjust anything in the camera. You're gonna go to the output properties, change this around. So 1080, 1920. And as you can see, it changes it right here. Then you're gonna go back up here to the render properties and adjust these. So add in ambient occlusion, bloom, screen space refractions, and you're gonna open, oh no, that's all you need to do in this. Go ahead and change it from EV to cycles. Hit save before you proceed. Don't forget to save. Change to GPU complete. Hit denoise. Change this to 512 for the samples. You don't want too many. Change this one to 512 as well. Then you're going to go down here to color management and go to look. There's different levels of contrast that you can have. I'll go through them. Very low, low, medium low, medium, medium high, high, very high, or none. So I'm gonna go with I think I'm gonna go with I think I'll go with very high. Okay. So that's that. You can also go to, where is it at? I forgot where it is. I think it might be in EVs. Let's see. Oh no, it's right here. Okay, so when you're in EV, you can switch back to it. And you can adjust the intensity of the bloom, which is like the way the light reflects off of the objects. So there you go, you can see it right there. So you can play around, adjust that. I think it's pretty good at like 50. Yeah. So I think that's fine right there. And then switch back over to cycles. And you're all set. Now you can go ahead and set up your camera once you have all your settings figured out. Hit in to open this sidebar right here and adjust your camera accordingly. Trying to get it lined up perfectly in there. I think that's pretty good. I did want to add some stuff in the background, but we'll just keep it simple like this. I think I'm going to go back into the contrast and maybe adjust that. Yeah, I think it's fine. Okay. And you're all done with your entire scene. So let's go ahead and hit render. Let's save this. Render. Render image, or you can hit F12. And it shouldn't take too long. So it shows you how long it is right there. Not how long it is, but how long it takes, and then, you know, everything that's going on. And you can check down here. and it'll tell you how far along it is with a little loading bar. See, there it is. Alright, and now we just wait. I don't like to have that part open. It also tells you right here at the bottom how, like, what the person is. But yeah, I don't like to have that part open while it's doing it because I want to just see the results at the end and be so amazed. So we're just gonna go ahead and wait for that. I think mine's going a little slower because I'm recording this at the same time, but that's fine. You have time to wait for your render. And if you guys made it this far, thank you so much. I hope that you love this tutorial. I literally came up with this last night and I was like, I have to do it. So here it is. Please let me know what you think and how I can improve on further tutorials that I'll be making. And yeah, I had a lot of fun working on this and being able to put it together and talk you through the whole thing. I hope that you guys really enjoyed it. Alright, almost done. And it's done. Let's go ahead and click on it. And that's what it's looking like. I think it's gorgeous. Let's open that up. You can go ahead and save it by clicking on image, save. Let's title this Christmas BT Christmas Bobble Tutorial. And then you can save it. And you are all set, guys. Let me know what you think. I really loved working on this. I hope you did too if you followed along with me. If you're just here to watch, I will work on it in the future. And I had a lunch for watching, guys. Bye.